Hi guys, my name is John Girardi. Welcome to my Huck Chung Kung blog. This blog is about how I add to Huck Chung Kung Fu. Okay, that's used in the special forces by the Green Berets and other elite forces in the military. It is a survival skill. Okay, for POWs, it is a survival art of the wilderness, and they do something called SEER training, which is preparing for life in the jungle, going against a certain amount of enemies at the same time as one person, eating slugs and everything that you would possibly imagine for survival. Okay, POW, because it is actually Huck Chung Kung Tao means the immortal hand, or the immortal mind founded into the immortal hand. And this is very important because of the things I added to this form of the military. Okay? I'm a firm believer in that your hands can do anything by your thoughts. Okay? Become how you think, not become what you think. Okay? And I develop art forms around something called Noetic practices, which means anything is possible. Noetic science is studied by the secret societies, the CIA, and the military. And it means it's, defined, it's anything is possible by science, art, geometry, okay, mathematics, and stuff like that. And Huck Chung Kung Tao is a visual art. And when anything is possible, vision is very important. Okay? And then, how I transfer it into my hands is that if I built, say, a building or a house in a certain manner, and it was shaped in a certain manner, by this shape, we can do anything inside the house. By the carving shape in a cave, we can survive in the wild, in the jungle, being immortal, literally, okay? Because by the shape is doing it all on its own. It's helping you by the shape, upon you, a facet, okay? And you feed the facets of Huck Chung Kung Tao Kung Fu. Okay, it is a killing art to the throat and the face and the sternum, just like a tiger would. Okay, but you can also find anything you want about it. It is the non-physical training of the body. Okay, now they say an inner shield. Okay, I don't necessarily go by that. I have outdone it and outfound it. Okay, there are weapons to be used in a certain manner, and how this weapon is shaped and how it's configured. Okay, say I had a knife holding down my arm instead of forward. That becomes a guard in boxing and scratching, okay, and using tiger claws. Because if you're fighting here with a knife here, okay, and they try to stab you, you slice their arm with the knife, okay, then transferred from the knife into the forearm, and they throw a punch, you slice with your forearm, and it's opened up the shot to the stomach or the throat. Okay, it's eliminated as an implemented way instead of an intercepting way, to say, or a regular block or regular guard in boxing. You never want to do that stuff. Okay, if you're here getting guarded, and you're guarding, eventually something is going to happen to you. You got to get out of the way and eliminate yourself from danger with that knife forearm. Okay, things like that. So how you hold a weapon and the weapon how use is how you're going to be transferred into just hand fighting. Okay, if I use the right angled weapon that catches a knife, catches a sword, and it goes downward or to the side or even upward. Okay, so if a punch was coming at me or a knife, right, I would use a little bit of body weight, and I just took that down just like the right angled weapon that caught the sword or the knife. Bam! And you scratch. Okay? Then we have we have a knife going down with a little right angled sticking out, and you catch it, and now you can whip it this way. And that one piece going up of the blade holds that knife for an opening. So here we got, okay, you bring it with a trap, a hand hook. Now there's trapping, clinching. You can clinch the arms and all that kind of stuff. Yes, do it. And then there's Chi Sao, Wing Chun, and Pak Sao. Okay? Now you can come up with your own drills about this. Sticky forearm, sticky wrist, sticky elbow, sticky head, sticky shoulder, sticky leg, sticky knee, or sticky chest. I don't even care. Because the guy's going to come up to you, what's up, like an idiot. Okay? So be ready. Come up with your own drills. Now, I came up with, all this stuff is going to be written. It's all written below and above this video. Okay? So I came up with From Crazy Monkey Boxing by Rodney Chico King. Okay? I came up with Crazy Tiger Boxing. All right? But what we want to understand in Crazy Tiger Boxing is I'm going to develop my own weapon. And it's so we have our claws out. But we have a knife strapped on to our forearm. Okay? You can develop that knife. Okay? There's nobody saying you can't do that. Just as a practice. So we're here in this kind of guard. We don't want this or this. We want this. So when a knife, we're going to cut with that strapped on knife. Okay? On our forearm. And we have scratch with a reverse shot, then to a scratch hook. Okay? So here, it's right to the, you always want to take out the eyes or the important medical points in touch medicine and Ayurveda and acupressure, the artery and the vagus nerve. Okay? The vagus nerve kicks the heart. If you cut it in half, the person will die. Okay? And they'll bleed to death in the artery, just like a tiger does on each side. Okay, they go for the artery when they have to eat and protect themselves to kill the animal. Okay? So we have that weapon. How is the next weapon? Now, Crazy Tiger Boxing, okay, is one of the best arts you will ever know. If you understand that you can be better than eliminating, better than opening up your opponent and implementing something with your body. If you understand a word better than that, which is decontemplation, okay? So they don't even know about eliminating you or implementing you, okay? Decontemplation is a good word. They can't contemplate it with their thought, okay? So, how you want to do this is you don't add that to either you, okay, or your opponent. You add it to the fight, not the people in the fight, okay? Because if you add decontemplation to you, you're going to get decontemplated or eliminated. You want to add it to you two, bam, you make your contact, both of you, then the decontemplation happens. It's the fight, not the people. The concept of the fight, not the people. Okay? And that's why nobody ever comes up with these fighting arts. That's why nobody knows the eliminating way and how to come up with how weapons and not what ones. Okay? Not what's, no what's. The circle that this boxing bag is circle, is the shape of it, is a circle. It's not a what, it's a how. It can be adjusted into a certain type of circle that does certain types of things. There is no such thing as what. Okay, if you read in my blog before this, you'll find out that there's other kinds of thoughts that you can have, like a who, a when, a why, and a how, and a where. Okay? You can have other thoughts like that help you to be a person that this blog, that can learn more from this blog and be a fighting skill specialist. Okay, this is Huck Chung Kantao military fighting. Okay, but the blog is also going to show you, because a lot of people think that the non-training of the body arts in the military are actually baloney when they're not. Okay, they have to add the things that they need from the people that founded them in the ancient world. And Huck Chung Kantao Kung Fu was founded in the ancient world. Okay? So I add hypnosis to it. I add military English to it. I add finding the military to it. Okay, and it's not hard. It becomes one of the nastiest things you'll ever know. Okay, especially the facts of immortal fighting, which I kind of just explained with implementing, eliminating, and stuff like that, because I'm not getting hit. That means that I'm surviving as an immortal during the course of a fight. Okay, that's how it goes. So, I showed you the right angled weapon, the holding the knife down the forearm, and then the strapped on knife down the forearm, and you could use that with both sides as a guard. Okay, but when you slice with the knife, that's going to bring the arm down because you're striking either to the side with that knife, the arm is going to go that way, or you strike with a forearm. Okay, just because, okay, you think that there is no such thing as a forearm strike, there is too. It's one of the best things you could possibly use, and it is called forearm fighting. Okay, so like when you're here, okay, and somebody tries to either throw a hammer fist like this, or they try to push you, okay, or they try to punch you, or go like that, throw a forearm strike, not a block, and step towards that punch. If it's coming around a haymaker, boom, whack, right in the face, right in the medical sternum, okay? Or we have a jab, okay, forearm punch, not block, step to the outside of the jab, and strike it at the same time, okay? Boom, pop, liver, strike up, scratch down, okay? So, like it would look like this. Okay? Just like that. Now, people have good jabs. Don't get me wrong, it's probably the most used fighting weapon in the world besides a kick and a grab. Okay? We have, like that. It's a jab. But if you grab it like this, when it retracts in, when they go boom and bring it back in, it's not going to be too easy. Then there's contemplating all the words you want to put into this one technique. You got it there. And before and during, shit right into it. Bam! Okay? So there you go. Now, the real thing is that when you have your claws, okay, you can come up with types of claws too. Okay? You have the fingers together claw, which becomes a jab, or a hook punch, okay, or a jab and a hook put together, which is, say they're coming this way, pop them and step away from that shot. Go to the side, eliminate yourself from danger. You implemented a step. You opened up this area here so you can punch them in the eyes. It's not hard. Come here. If they're going to come and what they're going to try to do is ruin your guard. Okay, if they know what they're doing, they're going to try to ruin your guard downward so they can come in with a straight punch to your face. Okay, so what we want to do, if they actually are coming and it's up here, your guard, and they're coming around this way or they're hitting here, right to your hand or down the center, we want to go, if it's coming on here, boom, step and strike and during. Okay, if it's coming down the center, come here, strike, use your other hand too, okay? If it's coming this way, we have transfer, okay? But when they come this way, they're going to hit this way. So we have boom. Do a lot of things like that, okay? I'm not saying not throw regular punches, because bound it into tiger boxing to say that's real. Okay, you use fists, that's fine, you're a human, do that. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you're not using the concepts of, a tiger. Okay, because tiger's going to go up here, they're going to grab your hips, then they're going to go up right to your throat, and you're a dead dude. Okay, so do that with your boxing. Bam, right to the face and neck and the head. Okay, same thing. You got to stay to the side, tiger stays to the side of the body. You do not want to fight in front of somebody. Especially these days, everybody is amazing at it. Okay? So fight to the side of the person. So, I'm gonna continue the video with adding weapons. Okay? I do not want you to do this. Hey! And you know, like you're freaking amazing and, you know, all Mr. Fancy and you do not do that. And I'm not gonna say factual, I'm not gonna say reality and real. I'm gonna say answer and fact about the way that fighting should be done. Easy, quick, not this stuff, okay, to get to the artery. No. Alright, we're going to come in, and the job is done. Okay? None of this fancy flipping stuff. A real fight with a real blast to the liver. Okay, from a real punch. Okay? So that's it. That's the way it goes. Everybody knows that, you know, but it's not reality fighting. It's not realistic fighting. It's answer and fact fighting in that fashion. Okay? So, now we're going to do weapons, but what we want to do now is we want to come up with a weapon, okay, that, it's strapped onto our forearm, okay, and it comes down, and it's just a metal rod. It doesn't have like a blade on it, and there's a grabber on the metal rod, okay? This is how it's shaped and how it does. Okay, and the grabber is just like this thing where you catch something in it like that. It doesn't close, you just catch it. Okay, so it's right on your forearm. Okay, whoa, sorry I stepped on something. So, when you're coming here, when he throws that punch, you caught it. Okay, but this is the deal. Okay, when you come in here, you're going to catch it like that. You have... just like that, okay? You have that, or you have up here, scratch down, come across, or you could just start into Muay Thai clinching, okay, and scratch the whole head down like tigers would, okay? Or you can come down into a regular Muay Thai, and what you really want to do when you first get your clinching is step. But you want to step outward and to the side to get the head down. After that, if the guy slips or is about to, punch him in the liver or take him down. Okay? You can do things like that. So what you really want to do, because I made it easier with the grabber on the rod, and then it's transferred into both hands. Okay? Or when they throw it, you grabbed it, but it really becomes a forearm shot. And it's almost like halfway, or right as he throws the jab, okay, which you'll see because his top bicep will raise no matter what happens. That area right there always raises. The punch is coming at you. Okay? So what you want to do is step forward and smash into the guy's whole body. Okay? With your forearm. And that will smash the jab somewhere along the front of his body. To the side, up his head, back into his chest, like this, because he was coming, or like this, okay? He may jab and step, okay? Or jab and step, okay? And do footwork. Let him get tired as could be. Just stay there and follow him stagnant in one area in a circle, okay? And you won't get tired and he will. Okay, don't go back, don't go forward, because it takes away from when you stay in one spot and you just follow like that, okay, in one spot while he's jumping around like a jumping bean. First of all, he's going to get tired, and it takes away a lot of the ways that boxers box and fighters fight. They can't do spinning kicks. They can't do up in the air. They can't do regular boxing in a ring because you're just standing there and you're following him like you know exactly what you're doing, and it might scare the living crap out of him, okay, and he's going to stop to try to fight. Okay, and it's not going to bother anymore. So that's 100% plus right there. Okay. Now, again, with the weapons, we have any kind of weapon you want to come up with, but it has to be a how shape that does a how achievement. Okay. And what I really think you should do for fighting, okay, is take and study hypnosis and achievement coaching and setting goals and life coaching and coaching and train the trainer And I mean, I like to call it Find the Finder because I am a finding specialist, and I actually have done that a couple of times on the computer, and then became parts of those martial arts instructors and fraternities. Okay, I belong to two right now that know how to find arts and specialized things. Okay, so when that's the finder finding the finder. Okay, and then we teach each other. Okay, so you find those weapons into finding how you do with your hands and your body. Okay, then you can find a system. Okay, then you add to systems to find systems, and then you add to this video to find however you wish, and my blog. Okay, but the thing is it's all how, not what, and you come up with thoughts and words in, say, the way of a founder. Okay, the who, what, when, where, why, hows. I said what just because everybody does. Of a founder. How they founded, why they founded, where they founded from, when, and all that stuff. But there's others like those, like a where and a why. That makes it so easy that you'll be finding anything you want, not just finding all day long. Anything you wish. Okay? Because that one word is like the one word that finds anything that's like a how and a when. So try that, because it makes it very easy. Okay, it makes it very easy because I know it. It's kind of hard to say, but it's easy. It's mostly in ways of facets. Facet fighting. Feed your facet. Now, facet defined, okay, is a term that means that there is, like you see, watch. See how the bag is now moving back and forth? It's doing a swing facet. If I was to hook it and spin it this way and strike it, it'd be spinning and striking. Here it goes. It's spinning, and now it's also swinging. That's another kind of facet that I know you know, but I have to. So the bag is doing a certain facet. If I was to massage myself in a certain facet sequence mannerism, in a certain manner, in a certain order of type and manner and fashion and facet, you fight. Okay? And this is how you get to the targets with this expressing crap. No. It's motioning and notioning according to how you were taught, either in this video or in your classes and in your dojo. Okay? The result is the target. You find yourself in a certain sequence, order, right, facet to that target. And it's an already completed result set. When you get to the eye, the eyeball hit, okay, or scratched, however. That's the already completed result. That was you finding yourself guided by that result set to the result set. Make sense now? And that's how you give yourself a tattoo to become the rest of the blog and this video. To become a tattoo weapon because of a certain order the tattoo is in. Okay, I'm going to show you something. This is going to be the end of the video because everything else is going to be explained in the blog, and then I'll make another video. But I'm pushing against my arms. If I take one away, my arm just raised without my nervous system or hand-eye coordination or fight or flight or anything like that you could possibly imagine, the way everybody says my body is in the medical field, science, and everything else. It's gone. Totally bogus now. Okay? Nerves didn't do that. Pressure. This is insanity. Me going against this, my arm, and my arm going against my other arm. It's a definition to insanity. It's not getting anything done. If I take one away, it goes up. Make sense now? Like two magnets, or two words, or good versus evil, or right versus wrong, or proof versus non-proof. Okay? No, that's all insanity. It's a definition. Doing the same thing in the same way, expecting other results. No, doesn't happen. Okay, so you go here. It's also a very advanced hypnotic technique. Up, went up in the air. Here, watch. Went down. See? Now, you have up, and now you have down. See? When they come after you. By slide, it went up, sliding. See? So we have, okay? But also, the tattoo that you give in a certain order, you practice from here, the pressure of the arms bounded into the order of the tattoo, and your hand will start to raise by just the tattoo. And now that means the carving in the cave that keeps you alive, the way of the uniform that finds the Kung Fu uniform is there's a certain order or sequence, okay, that finds a martial art because it belongs to that martial art. The uniform does. Well, the Kung Fu uniform finds the Kung Fu for you because it belongs to that one. It's not founded yet, and you will be the founder of it. Okay, but what I was trying to get at is that now you know that a tattoo in a certain order can raise your hand up all on its own. That means tattoos can do anything, and that's Noetic art. You're not tattoos, it's just your tattoo is raising your body. You're human art because you're a color. And that's very important in Damak and Huk Chung and not physically training and being a machine way past physical training. Okay, because steroids isn't even real because it's not the color of your body. There is not one thing in your body that is a clear color, and steroids usually are clear when you inject them into you. Those things aren't real. Don't ever think they're real. They make you so whacked that you won't be able to do anything for the rest of your life. Okay, they give you brain damage. They make you slightly stronger, but it's fake muscle anyway, because there's no such thing as lifting weights or exercising in the military, because it goes away when you're done doing it, okay, and you have to do it all over again, okay? The one thing I would suggest is that you learn alchemy weaponry skills because you have to eat food because you're not immortal. But if you really think about it, first of all, I don't believe in death at all. I study immortal things, okay? And it helped me, didn't it? I'm not in death danger, okay? The only thing that there is that will, maybe I will die is a death touch, okay? But I happen to know that thing, okay? And to tell you the truth, I don't want to kill my opponent. I don't have to kill anybody. I can pop out your eyes with just the forearm coming and guiding you. Take the person's purpose out of a fight. I forgot to say that. So we have the jab coming at us. That jab's purpose is now gone. But this contact, your eyes will be out of your head. Okay? And that's from how I'm understanding with the tattoos and mostly everything in the video and the blog. Okay, so take the purpose of the fighter, no more purpose. You have more purpose, he has none then. And that's how you add to the fight. Just totally, it's gone. His fight is gone. Okay? And it's not fight, his fighting is gone. Because ting means that you're doing how I'm explaining. A fight is this stupid intercepting crap that doesn't work. Okay? Because what's he going to do? Fight and you're not going to do nothing? That's a fight. But fighting is, he's doing, he's notioning and motioning, not expressing. Fighting is a jib, right? That wasn't an expression. It's a notion I do. It's like I throw my fist forward. Okay? And now the tattoos, they come up, your hand raises from a certain order you give yourself. It can also make you extremely dangerous, okay? Fast, dangerous. You blow off the guy's bones, his whole chest bone, pop his eyes out, okay? Now, from here, we have from here up, then we transfer it, found it into the tattoo. We have massaging, and this is the shamanism weapon that I came up with. Massaging yourself, put yourself through a certain order, and you will get out of it. You become strong as an ox. Okay? You will be strong as an ox, and it'll be hidden in your body, and that's the definition to Damak. Okay? Also, it's going to help you physically with your issues. Okay? But there's also acupressure in a certain order. Acupuncture, pushing your pressure points. pushing your Ayurveda points in your neck all over your body in India medicine. Okay, and you can even be intimate like this. Okay, of course. So, with your wife and your husband. Now, the thing I wanna harp upon is that I want you, okay, when you're like this, and somebody sees you're up with claws, I don't want you to start like that. I want you to watch this whole entire video, but you're gonna seem like you're gonna do this on purpose, though. All right, you're gonna seem like you don't know how to fight a day in your life because they're gonna think it's gonna be easy then. I mean, everybody does that. And they say, oh, don't underestimate your opponent, but don't look like you're that good. Don't look like you know how to do this. So when you're like this, and like say your arms are like right where your fist is in the back of your fist, they're gonna think this guy don't even know what he's doing. But they're good with this because this is the next part of the video. You're gonna box and you're gonna kick, right? But you're gonna go and open up your hand into a claw. Like that. Okay, you're going to open to the grab. You're going to do all this, and you're going to stay like this. This happens to be a very good tool, and they don't know. Every stance you're in, like this, when you're like this, or like this, they're going to think, what the fuck is this guy doing? But watch this. When he throws a jab down there, we got step, bang. Then we have trapping it and bringing it down with this way. Flats, flats, flats. Okay, so come up with all these different and practice them. When that shot comes into that space, because that's where they're going to try to hit you, it's either or. It's not that hard. Jab this way or jab that way. You have boom here or you have catch there. Okay, so don't think that you can't do it. And remember, say you were here and there was a weapon across here. We have saw right to the face, crack, down. Then we have a cross to the jugglers. Okay, the eyes will come out anyway. So that's the whole point of this part of the video and the video. Come up with a stance. Come up with a stance. Okay? But you have to, it has to be the video that I'm saying. And you have to box. If you're going to go like this, come in with a nasty boxing punch with your whole, and your whole body in there. Boom. Large muscle movements. Large muscle motions and notions. The large muscles of the body. It's called gross motor movements, but I like to call it gross motor notions and motions of the body. So we have bang, here, bang. Your palm is always going to be to the side, not up, not down. So when they box, when people box, they go whoa, and it's down their palm. This is a jab with the palm to the side. Okay. Then you have boom. Palm to the side. Uppercut, palm to the side. Hook, palm to the side. Jab with the palm to the side. If a boxing person tells you they can help you with self-defense and they turn their palm downward, don't leave the gym right there. You're going to get killed by a guy that knows what they're doing. Okay? Because mostly, if you're going to fight a regular boxer in the street, okay, and you know how to fight, you're not going to be worried about anything. Okay, unless they know a couple of grab ways, that they got taught by a person who street fights, then you may be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, but because if they're here and they throw a jab, but their palm is down, they're coming in to throw a nasty shot and to grab your shoulder, your arm, like street boxing. Okay, in a lot of areas of the world. Okay? So, from this guard here, okay, we have a technique. But we want to step, when the jab comes at the guard, we want to step and grab it down. When it comes back, this is now going to come back to the bag. It comes back, we clog it in, and then you start fighting. Right from here, you can get a good clinch, but step to the side like the tigers do. Like cats, all cats do that. Okay, even regularized wolves and bears do it sometimes. It's just the way it goes. Sasquatch does it, I don't care. Okay? So, Animals fight to the side of a person or an animal. So you do it. Now, okay, this is the last part of the introduction video. Okay? Skinwalking. Now, I do not want you to get all messed up and say, I'm going to ruin my body. No, you're not. I said alchemy and some stuff before. Ginkgo biloba, okay, is a skinwalking herb. Some of the people that are listening to this take it every single day, and so do I, almost every day. Can't overdo that stuff, then it becomes no good for you. Okay? But it's amazing for your circulation. If your circulation is said to you by a doctor that it's amazing and your A1C is at 7, you do not have diabetes. Do you understand me? Your bloodstream is so good and your circulation is so good that they do not have the excuse, the American doctors, of saying that that sugar is clogging up your blood and it can't pass through right. The ginkgo will totally destroy that fact. Okay? Anyway, it's a weapon though. It becomes a visual weapon because it's good for your eyes. It's good for your circulation. Okay? It's good for your muscles. It's good for your entire body and every part of your brain. Okay? And there's a lot of things that you could do to help the ginkgo biloba weapon. Then we have how ginkgo helps you look at an animal. Okay? And what this means is that how you interpret the animal is how you see the animal. You first see the animal, then you interpret the animal by how you see it, surviving in the wild. Then you interpret its instincts. Then you analyze your thought of a how instinct thought. But watch this, my man and my woman. Watch this. Give me 5 because you're going to like this there. Done. Watch this. You can have a human instinct thought. Oh yeah, they exist. Okay? That's going to change you into the people we are today from intercourse and genes and DNA into a tiger. Better than the one in fucking Africa right now ripping the crap out of a hyena. Okay? You can do that. This is why. This is the skinwalking part and the alchemy part. You could use horny goat weed. Okay? That's okay. People who take it for sexual issues, it's a sexual issue, medicine, but it's also a functioning issue for a better performance. Okay? And with sex. And even massaging. Okay? Stuff like that. You could use that too, because it helps your eyes also. Okay? Also, it will bring about your understanding of instinct thoughts. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Or have a regularized skinwalking thought, like a certain type of the number one, literally, because we're 10 fingers, we're mathematics as people. It's called mathematical biology. It will become a mathematical tiger. Okay? But your human instinct is better than that tiger as a human with claws and this dude will shit. The first shot, he'll go back like freaking 7 feet, okay, and you didn't even hardly hit him, okay? And I'll be like, fuck this, I'm out of here. This dude's nails, he's gonna kill me, okay? Now, the thing is that you use the human instinct thought. So what do you mean you actually changed into a tiger like you think you're disgusting? No. You have the capabilities of this video that I told you. It's called Noetic Humans. And we are humans. And anything is possible with us. Okay? The main reason I found out 2 years ago why this is real also, that made this practice so much easier. A scientist, right? He downloaded information from an ebook into our DNA and genes. We could store knowledge in our DNA and become things. Like we can do anything. He did gigabytes up into the zillion, billion, trillions, and past that, the wazillion. Yeah. So, he took it out, put it in, took it out, put it in. Okay? So that means that we can think in instinct according to our DNA storage. We can store things in DNA. So you can come up with that instinct, but you're not changing into a tiger at all, 100%. But you got the speed, you got the power, and you can come up with species better than the suckers here. Or instincts, just instincts. And you'll be a freaking nail. I know how to do that. Okay? So this is real special forces stuff now we're getting into. Okay? Now, that's the end of the video. Okay? Read the blog. I'm going to put some really good stuff in there. Okay? So you can really understand some more. But when it comes down to it, okay, this is how it's going to look when you train on a bag and when you fight. Watch. Just like that. Fight to the side. Don't let him think you're going to do things. Okay? Like that. Wait, I'm not done. That's how you fight. Okay? Or, there's two ways. That was a regularized Crazy Tiger boxing that I came up with. Eliminating factor. Parrying. Trapping. Bringing down. Okay? Then, we have right to the side all the way. Right to the liver. Down here. Okay? Or side. Take him down. Okay? Here. Take him down. Shot comes at you. You bring it down. You bring the arms down so they're like this against their legs. Okay? That's how you fight. It's got to be quick. You throw a jab. They're coming this way. I'm going to do two techniques. If they're throwing a punch this way, they're going to step in and throw a punch. Okay? Like this. Come across, in, boom. Across, bam. Okay? That's one. Reverse. Bam. Bam. When you're here, grab them. Okay? Do things like that. Or come from here, grab them up here. Now it's time. Don't bite them, but scratch. Okay? Another technique. A form of Tiger Kung Fu from the Orient. Just like this. They're going to think you're one of those idiotic Kung Fu dudes that don't know what you're doing. First, comes down the center. Scratch it. It works, believe me. Believe me. Especially if you come up and they don't know what they're doing. Okay? So it looks like this. I did that in 1.5 seconds. Not even, maybe. That dude's face is completely fucked. Okay? Oh my god, my eyes are gone. I'm bleeding all over my face. See how fast I did that? That was 6 shots. I hit him in the back, too, near the back of his head. Okay? I hope you enjoyed it. Alright? My introduction video. Now, if you think that you're listening to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, okay? I do too. First of all, I studied the military in college, okay? I'm also an unrecorded person, kind of a secret fighter, okay? I was probably the only 8-year-old in American history to do an instantaneous death touch to a person in karate class when I was assaulted when I was a kid, when I was practicing in karate. We were practicing front kicks, and he hit me out of nowhere in the back of my neck, and I turned around and I kicked him in the nose, and he didn't notion backwards and passed out into a coma for a couple of days. Okay, the sensei said, your kid just death touched that kid. We have to bring him to the hospital. And he was in a coma for a couple of days. I'm not messing around. I'm very good. I wrestled up until 12th grade in school wrestling, and I beat national champions and place winners and state champs and county champs. I didn't wrestle in college. I earned a science award for the best grades out of all the athletes in high school. I studied in college online from the military. I'm a military intelligence analyst. If I was a police officer or a detective, I have spycraft skills security certifications. I'm a finding skills specialist in ways and finding systems, and how I just explained in the video. I actually am stricken with glaucoma, and I had retina detachment surgery. So you won't find me in a ring. I'm not allowed to fight in a ring. Okay? I'm an extreme Kamasawari breaker, if not one of the best that there is in the entire world. Okay? I probably wouldn't be allowed to fight mostly in a ring because I have polished off steel, like wrenches and bars of steel. I have bent them, I have struck them and broke them, and I do not train my body. I use all of the non-training physical training arts, all of the physical conditioning arts. I do not use that stuff. I stopped lifting weights for wrestling when I was going into 11th grade, and I only started in 8th grade. I only lifted weights for 2 years. So as you can see, I'm not even that big. The thing is that, I'm good, and people know about me, but they're personally my friends, my family. I was the founder of the Infinite Boxing Fist, from Matrix Martial Arts. It's a system finding specialty for boxing, and I'm also I'm allowed to teach anything I want from Matrix Martial Arts. Alton Case is the founder, and I talk to him by emails. I have to give my Infinite Boxing Fist back because of my eyes. I'm allowed to teach fitness and medicine and Demach Matrix, and we fix the flaws of the martial arts, everybody in it. And we find systems, and we find karates, and we find military fightings, and we fix Chinese Kempo, and we fix Bruce Lee and Wing Chun and all that stuff. Also, I could bring this into, and I have a hypnosis master's degree in hypnosis and NLP, and I'm a life coach and law of attraction and all that kind of stuff. I took, military combat, mental combat, psychology and leadership skills and all that stuff. And you know what? I'm not stupid. I know how to really come to a conclusion. Come to a conclusion. Now, I do not believe that there is limitations to the world. Okay, I do not, and I have very good visual understanding. So if you like this blog, if you like this blog and you like this video, then stick with me. Everything is free. Now, this is sort of like a book I'm going to write. Okay, it's not going to end up a book. Maybe it will. I don't know. But I'm going to put new things in it every single day. Okay, it could be this long or it could be this long. I don't know yet. All right, just going to end up that way anyway. And, I think what I'm going to do next is the secret weapon that I know, okay, that involves that 6 subjects in 6-way art that you're going to read about. And it's called the secret type of the certain type of number 1 secret weapon. Okay? And that is a very serious thing because you're one person. That's one punch. That's one punch. It wasn't 2 punches. They're separate from each other. 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Okay? You have 2 arms on one arm, on one side. You got 1 arm here and 1 arm here, right, left. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, then we have two eyes, but that's one eye and one eye, seeing one thing, the things in front of you. You have one nose smelling, one mouth. Two ears doing one and one doing one. Listening is one listening. One brain, one butt, one and one legs doing one kick. See? The secret number one weapon of mathematical biology, but it's a type of number one that you think and how it is and the facet of it. And you can get it as a tattoo and bam, you're good to go. That one shot, that dude's done. Okay? So that's the end of the video. And I hope you enjoyed it again. It was nice to meet you. High five. And I will talk to you at another time, all right? And, I am also very, very Oriental, very, very India, and very, very American Indian, okay? I'm an American Indian psychiatrist. I studied it in school. I have been labeled the shaped man in American Indian culture. I got trained by the Cherokee Indians, and I have friends on the reservation. I've been there before, and I'm not even going to say they blessed me that way, but they named me as to say shaped man as a psychiatrist, and mostly because of the ways that I do deal with sin walking and shapes in general, like of course achievement geometry, which was said in this video, and it's in my blog. So I will talk to you. Okay, and I love India because I'm a tantric masseuse and I'm a tantric practitioner and coach. So, and of course the Orient and stuff like that. And I love all the Tajik versions of the world, like India and the Orient together as a baby, or Russia and Mongolia is a Tatar baby. That's their language, and that has to do with tattoos. So a lot of people get tattoos in the Tatar language because it's tar and tattoos. So I like that. It was Russia and Mongolia together. It's pretty good. You know what I mean? The Genghis Khan followed Morgan Mormon Jitsu and all this stuff. And so it just depends. And then Zulu and all those things. Look them up if you don't know what they are. And I will see you at another time. All right. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. My name is John Girardi. Welcome to my Hak Chung Kantal specialized video, and I will see you another time. Bye.